Hello everyone, this is Cher talking. Welcome back to another video. This time we'll be talking about two returning banners that just got announced here on Romancing SaGa UniverSe. Guys, this is something very interesting because there is two returning banners. One can be very good for some people, another one is kind of good for a lot because it's an ultra deluxe banner with 5 characters, 5 different styles that some people may be lacking. Like, I'm lacking 4 styles here because Ultra Deluxe banners usually offer less value overall since they come with Platinum styles that eventually get added into the Platinum pool. So when you got Urpina, she was released alongside Platinum ones. Genryu and Madeleine was released alongside Platinum. Silver, the same case, and the same case for Orlouge. They were released as the only limited styles. So here we have 5 UDX styles together, and this has never happened in Global. I don't see it happening in JP, so this adds a lot of value, especially because they say discounted pay jewels 10 times summons. I don't know if this is just the standard starting with 1.5, 1.5, and then 1000, 1000, 1000. This is like the thing that have been happening in Global, and I lack Genryu, I lack Orlouge, I lack Silver Emperor, and I lack Urpina. And I must say that Silver Emperor and Orlouge may not offer too much. Yes, I don't like Silver Emperor kit. Orlouge is very situational, although still very strong for dark damage. And Genryu is a farmer, very powerful farmer. Urpina is both farming and boss attacker, but also very useful for counter. And Madeleine is a boss specialist. She can be used for farm, but she's more about bossing. And the other banner, we have what? We have the return of Joe, a very powerful character. Some new people are probably thinking that they were waiting for this Joe to return. It's not that much time, but I think that's at least 5 months and something since the first release of this Joe. We also have Noel, that was released after, and Global Wax Emelia already returning. I had to skip Emelia because she was released with returning styles, and here is she again, being released with returning styles, and especially those that I already have. I already have this Noel, I already have this Joe, and I don't know what I'll be doing in this banner since I want Emelia, but I can, well, maybe wait a little more, I don't know. But there's one very interesting thing here, guys. That's the first, and I hope that this keeps going, at least with the returning banner. Every new returning banner having this would be amazing. This game is already generous, as we know, but if they give even more stuff and know that people won't stop playing, and we can get more people to join as well. Look here, get 1 free 10 times pull after every 3 10 times pull. This reminds me of, if I remember correctly, we had a similar banner before. Don't know if that was for Urpina, please remember me. And this will at least reduce the amount of gems that you need to spend if you have to pity for one character. Since we only have 3 styles here, there are off banners. But the other banner, we don't have off banners, we will always be getting at least one of these 5. And in order to kind of explain which banner will be better for most people, I'll be giving a quick look on all of these styles. Starting with Urpina. This Urpina here is very powerful for what she is. She has a roll attack. This roll attack may not seem so interesting, but she then has this cross break attack that is single target, and then she uses this another attack here, Sword Breath, as soon as she uses Cross Break. Cross Break is a double S attack already, meaning that it's strong by itself with 8 PP, and because she uses Sword Breath right after, it becomes at least a triple S attack skill with only 8 PP, meaning that Urpina is very powerful with only 8 BP. She can use this 2 times in a 3-turn cycle. And she also has Torrent, that's a very powerful attack. Every time that she counters, she gets 1 more BP, and it's a attack that uses both slash and pierce damage. She deals 8 power. This 8 power is, let's see here, single foe, it's fast, and then every time that she gets attacked, she just uses an AoE with 8 power, and at least this skill can also be leveled up to 99, and the counter will be very massive. There are videos out there of people using this against the 8 stars, and she can clear some content where there are many enemies on it. Some people also use her on the dojo. I don't like using counter in dojo because I can kill them easier, but for new players this is a very good strategy since you can just max her Urpina and see the results. I do believe that she still offers value. She can also inherit something from another style, that is this other one here, that is dual wield stance that gives her plus 3 BP, meaning that she can just keep charging and using an attack one after another in boss fights. That's pretty amazing. Well, the next style should be Genryu. Genryu is also very useful and will keep being, especially if you have Joe. Even without Joe, he is very strong because he has the highest damage potential for turn 2. His attack called Ice Cycle Blast. Well, it's S power damage for both heat and cold, but it's not just about this, it's also about the passives. He has this first one here that increases damage by 30, and he has 10% because of the second one that increases both his and the party cold attack and heat attack as well, and fired up 5. So he has 60% increasing damage on turn 2 to use Ice Fire Blast. This is so powerful. I mean, he probably loses to the newest Copelia in raw damage, but the newest Copelia has other stuff, and they are pretty similar. His combination is also better. Heat and cold hits for many enemies, you know, because of Joe. So he increases 10% more power to Joe. The two characters together can clear many waves. Also, he can inherit this slash attack that's pretty powerful for itself with 90 BP if you want slash on agility position for Rainbow Rangers. He kinda needs someone to kill the first wave with a fast attack so he becomes better, but even then, without it, if you know how to place some characters correctly, you can place Genryu on the STR position and sometimes place someone else on the agility like Red. Red can clear the first wave and Genryu can attack on the second. But there are some inconsistencies, but still this guy is still very powerful and you can still use him easily. Now we have to talk about Madeleine, and Madeleine is a boss killer. She is very impressive even now. She has a very good status, but she can debuff Dexterity with her first skill with only 4 BP. Her intelligence may not be the highest one, but she has bonuses for it, meaning that she will probably hit, and the buffing Dexterity helps you evade when facing enemies that use physical attacks, they are not martial arts. Then she has a counter stance that counter attacks with Slash and Lightning. This is not that important, but it's good because she evades. And the third skill is a fast attack that can be used for farming. They can also stun, but it's not an important part. It's just that Slash and Lightning together, it's still very unique. The first version of Madeleine also has this, but she's better for farming. She has also the same passive as Doll had, so she negates damage with 50% chance as long as everyone is alive. And she is made for sustain, so she will be alive most of the time. Also, every time that she attacks, she has a chance to heal and also buff both STR and agility. And the high chance is 37%. It happens a lot, and she can counter and just keep buffing it even further. And then she has this other one here that increases damage when she's attacking and also when full HP. But she's more for boss fights, especially for that Dexterity debuff and just to keep stacking STR and agility. She can start evading by itself without the help of buffers. But if you have buffers, it just becomes even better. She needs to use Tiger Shark formation to become better. And then we have Orlouge. Orlouge is a character that can counter, but this counter is based on a passive, so it cannot use the max potential of the attack. He is a dark specialist with some interesting attacks as well, like this second attack that's dark and fire, single target. The first one is also very cheap, dark and slash. And the third one is dark and cold. This one inflicts sleep, and this is the attack that he uses when he counters. Also, when he doesn't have full HP, he will do more damage and also reduce damage that he receives. So it's a counter mage, and it's kind of specific. You will not need this guy ever, but you can use him in specific content to take advantage of the counter, and the damage will be good, especially if you need counter with AoE and Moon and Cold. The combination is very nice also. Moon and Cold is very nice. Sadly, this goes too much with 13 BP. And then we have the last one being, let me see here again. The last one is Silver Emperor. This guy was kind of strange when he was released. Technically, he is very powerful, but it depends exactly where you are using him. He's a tank that cannot taunt. Not at least with these attacks that he has, but he has a passive that negates the first 3 hits that he receives. This may be interesting in some content, but it's hardly needed or, well, useful in most boss scenarios, because bosses sometimes attack twice or even thrice in one turn. Negating that will just end in a single turn sometimes, so that means that he'll start receiving full damage. He does have this attack called Sword Chain that he also debuffs intelligence, but his own intelligence is pretty low. Unless you bring buffers, he will just keep missing his debuffs against bosses. The power of the attack is pretty nice. He also has an AoE attack that he gets from Inheritance, if I remember correctly. Yes, this Wheel Swing that can become Wheel Swing Plus becomes very powerful. He's one of the characters that can use this as well, just like Emperor, and also just like Grey. He's also a Great Sword user. The Impact is powerful now, but he will be upgraded in the future, reducing 8 to 9, so that he gets, well, this nuke after 3 turns. So that's it. His first attack is also a cheap AoE attack that's very good to use, but it doesn't have an opener with AoE, so it's more about manual and boss fights. But I don't know if this guy can be useful more than some other tanks. Like, we have a lot of different tanks that help more in long fight for boss fights. Maybe if there is a boss in the future that you can clear in 3 turns, but the first hits are the most important to reduce, and this guy can help. But still, I would not recommend him to anyone that's new in the game, or even veterans. Then we will get the banner with Joe. Remember this banner here? Joe and Emelia and Noel. Well, Noel is here. I know why Noel is here, and I will explain in a few. Well, Joe is here because she's very powerful for turn 1 damage. She has a fast attack that covers both cold and heat. She is the best partner of Genryu, and also the best partner of a lot of different strategies when she can kill the first wave. She also increases damage of everyone by 5% with Showtime, and also with Bone and of Fire and Ice, she increases 5 more for people that have heat attacks and for people that have cold attacks. Her damage is pretty amazing for a character that has 101% intelligence. Her agility is good even when she is not doing just Sorbet Flambe attack. She can also do this hybrid magic that's powerful for itself. She can also heal by inheritance with this one here, Water of Life, and even nuke with Crimson Flare that will also be able to upgrade it in the future. And if you don't have any other intelligence buffer, Water Hammer can also help you, but it's 6 BP instead of just some cheaper options that we have. But because her intelligence is pretty nice, she will not miss, just like Silver Emperor. Silver Emperor is kind of old with that very low intelligence. So Joe is still the best turn 1 fast attacker in my opinion. She kind of shares that position with Mac. Mac is just behind, but still very nice. And now Noel is here, and I do understand why he's here, because we'll be getting a free version of Noel, and it will be with quests on the home screen. And this Noel here felt a little incomplete because he came from the future, and he needs an inheritance from this free style that we'll be getting. So he has his attack Lunar Blade that can be upgraded to Lunar Blade Plus. You have to upgrade it, he does not come upgraded, and it just becomes fast. And he does not start with 12 VP. So this Noel can only use this attack on turn 2. And even if you wanted to use a follow-up attack to this, you will not be able to. None of his attacks can be used after Lunar Blade Plus, because they cost more than, well, 4 BP. You only have 16. So what will happen is that this Noel will be able to now finally use a follow-up AoE by inheritance of the freestyle. And the freestyle starts with 12 BP, so he can also use this Lunar Blade Plus on turn 1. But he does not need this one. Lunar Blade is also available on this. So you don't need Lunar Blade for inheritance, you just need this Noel to do more damage with Lunar Blade. This one deals more because he has overtension with point focus 4, and also increases slash and blunt damage to the squad. This one is a definitive version of Noel for Lunar Blade, but only on turn 2 onwards. If you want just turn 1, you can wait and get the free one. You don't need this Noel just for Lunar Blade Plus on turn 1. And that is Noel. I think that he's also good for people that are lacking slash, but Lunar Blade Plus is not that powerful. Remember, only B power and 22 modifier, something that's not that high. And only on turn 2 as well. The last one is Emelia. And Emelia is still very unique. She has an attack that's called a Bolt Thrower that is very powerful. It says A, but it's very close to S, as people reported. It's both blunt and lightning. It's a very different combination that will help you using elemental damage with a dex position. We barely have cards that uses dexterity and do elemental. And a very powerful attack by itself, but also can be duplicated by double echo. Every skill that she uses can be duplicated. Only the ones that she has by base. Inherited skill will not be duplicated. But she starts with 11. She has the highest damage potential of the Emelias. and she can even inherit this attack here from the Commando version. Commando Emelia is very powerful because of Bullet Dance. That's a very powerful attack, like 3 POS damage with just 7 BP. So in order to use this 3 times in a row, you either need this version of her, the Bride, that starts with 12, or the Global Axe one that starts with 11. So turn 2 she has 14. Double Axe is also very powerful because Bow Thrower can debuff agility. This is a character that can keep debuffing agility. Either in the start of the fight with the Bow Thrower, that debuffs 25, and if it gets duplicated, it becomes 45% debuff to agility of an enemy. If you do this before the boss attacks, you'll probably evade right from the start, but there's a problem that she also reduces the agility of everyone by 10%. You can easily fix that if you have any type of buffer, like Matriarch, or Noel's Daughter, or even Leon. But there is a drawback only to justify so much power. And then with 6 BP she can also debuff agility, but it's a small effect, it can only get to 15, but it can also be duplicated, reaching as much as 25 when you reach you make this double echo trigger. As you can see, it's a high chance of having this, let me see, no, medium chance. So 25% chance of duplicating the skill that she's using. It's not reliable, but if you want to restart, you will get this to land, you will get an easy fight against bosses that uses martial arts or spells. Against physical attacks, it doesn't matter, it just decreases the speed of your boss. But that's a very good combination of styles. A lot of styles are very good, and we are getting them on a rerun banner. Because we have one free, maybe you can even get them for free. Well, Emelia is still powerful. Jo is also powerful, and she will be getting a second style that will give her a sheep AoE attack, meaning that everyone that missed her now has a chance. Noel is not that important, let me tell you, because of his freestyle is also very nice. You don't need this Noel, I'm sure, but the other banner has a lot of very interesting styles, like Urpina is still relevant, Madeleine will be relevant, but if you have some other tank, you can kinda, well, use a different tank instead of Madeleine, and Genryu is still very powerful, especially with Jo. I will not say that Orlouge or Silver Emperor are very important, so if you get the ones that you want or lack, you can stop. And this banner, like I said again, will not have off banners. So, this is my opinion. If you are a new player, start summoning here on the Ultra Deluxe banner, because this has never happened before. Styles like this don't get reprinted in 5. They are usually reprinted in 2, maybe 3, we couldn't expect, but never 5. And then if you get the characters that I explained, they are the better ones, you can summon here, because you have a discount in a way or another. Every 3 times you summon, you get one for free. That essentially is decrease the amount of gems you will need if you have to pity. And I know a lot of people will have to pity Jo if they want, or Emelia. Well, bad luck happens. Well, that's my opinion. What's yours? Please say here in the comments. Are you planning to summon? I don't know if we'll get another banner, but if you don't have many gems, you can still wait a little. I do believe that banners are usually last for 2 weeks, so you still have time to decide if you want. That's it. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I hope to see you soon in the next one. Bye.